everyone, it's me, Carla from Weird Giraffe Games, and this is Nick. He's
Hi.
also from Weird Giraffe Games. So first off, Weird Giraffe Games, who are we? It's me, Nick, and our cat Fluffins, and we make board games. We try to make engaging games that are still kind of entry level, but so you can play them with your family. But you can also play them with hobby gamers as well. We go for like games that are about 45 minutes. Ideally, but we have some like Fire in the Library, which plays in about 30, and Stutter Leap, which plays in about an hour. So, what this is, we've been doing a blog, like a written blog, where I type like this apparently. For a couple of weeks, and Cassie from the Indie Game Report was like, oh yeah, you could do a video log too. And I was like, okay, let's try it, because some people don't like to read, some people like to watch videos, and this video is for you guys. And you can get like more of a personal experience, like, because like we're actually talking and it's us versus me typing, and then I'll edit it later and stuff like that. So we're going to talk to you about what's been going on with us lately. This episode will be a little bit longer because we're going to introduce stuff and stuff like that. So first of all, Stutter Leap. This one, this is our game that is fulfilling on Kickstarter right now. People have been getting it in. Well, they've actually been getting it in starting in June and going through July, and now Quartermaster, who is our fulfillment company, they're getting out. Hopefully the last of the US backers will receive theirs, Monday. That would be great if all US backers had theirs by Monday. We still don't quite know about international shipping and stuff, but yeah, so Stellar Leap. It's a space exploration game for 1 to 5 players. It's in about an hour, and it has variable player powers, hidden objectives, and dice manipulation. So if you want that kind of 4X experience, but you don't want to take on like one of the big 4X games, you can try for Stellar Leap. It's also a good entry-level game. Nick, what do you like about Stellar Leap?
I think the custom pieces are the best part of that, and the boards. The dual layer player boards.
Yeah, so it's a very high quality game. We got the dual layer player boards and these custom meeples that are very brightly colored and colorblind friendly. So that's what Nick likes. The components.
Yes,
I like the gameplay.
Each individual planet is a separate piece of art, which is really cool. I like that too.
Mm-hmm. So Tyler Harris was the artist. This was his first board game. He did it because I went to high school with him, and that's how we found him. So yeah, Stellar Leap. You can get it on Amazon too right now if you go to stellar-leap.com, and that'll bring you to the Amazon page. We also recently got our first game, Super Hack Override, onto Amazon as well, and you can you can click on Weird Giraffe Games from stellar-leap.com, the Amazon page, and find it. But this one, it was a small game, so we didn't put it on Amazon until Stellar Leap got in. But yeah, it's a card swappy game for 2 to 6 players that plays in about 10 to 20 minutes about trying to hack the planet. We have lots of cats, so you can probably hear them as well. So yeah, they're all meowing. What do you like about Super Hack?
I think it's really cool because you can play it anywhere. You don't need a table, and it plays really quick, and it gives you that. It's like a meaty strategy game that plays in 15 minutes, so it's really cool.
Yeah, Super Hack. It was my first game design. We designed it together, and you can get it now. It's on Amazon, $12. Yay! Okay, so going forward, we also have Fire in the Library. Can you talk about that, Nick?
So Fire in the Library is a push your luck game for 1 to 6 players, and it plays in about an hour.
No, it plays in 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
An hour would be crazy that the library hadn't burned down yet.
Yes, and so you are a librarian. You're saving books from a burning library, and by pulling cubes out of a bag, but you've got some tools that are strategic, help you with that pulling cubes out of a bag mechanic.
Fire bag.
There's the fire bag. What's really cool is that all but one of the files for this game are now at the manufacturer.
And by one, we mean one specific card. All the other 80 cards are done, as are What, the box files?
Box.
Oh,
yes.
the meeple colors
Meeples,
and stuff.
the bag itself.
Yeah, we had to get a file for the bag. That was a first time for us because I had just sent a picture of the bag that I made with my hands, and I was like, hey, can you make this? And they're like, yes. And I was like, yes, job done. But then they're like, oh yeah, we need files for that. And I was like, oh, what?
Yes.
I thought you could just make it. But then we had to figure it out. And we just went and we went on a website. We Googled it. We bought a fabric pattern. And then it was done. It was pretty easy. It was like, what, $10?
Yeah, it was like $10. No, it was like $60.
Okay, it was $60. So
it's not too bad.
Yeah, well, it was it was faster than paying somebody to do something and not knowing what you're gonna get. Like when you know exactly what you're gonna get right now, and it's like $60 to have it and not wait for someone. It was like, yes, because I was like looking for an artist that could do like patterns that like match each other. What's that called? Do you know that?
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's something. It's early morning. Why are we doing this in the morning when we can't think?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's to get it out of the way because we're doing other stuff today. We're going to Birmingham to play test. Lots of play testing. So yes.
Yeah.
Fire in the library. Almost all the files are at the manufacturer. We actually sent files last week. And so we've been going back and forth where the manufacturer who we use Longpack is like, hey, can you fix these? And then we fix them. And then they're like, oh, yeah, can you fix these other things? And then we fix them. And hopefully we'll get an email tonight at some point where they're saying, like, everything's just okay and we could start this thing.
Yeah, I think we should be able to get the digital print. So what they'll do, Longpack will take all of the files and mock it up and put it into a box and print it in like a one-shot print, and they'll send it to us via airmail. So I'm hoping that we get the digital print by the end of this week so we could discuss it and approve it and move forward on manufacturing, because we really want to get it out there by November, which is, I know, a hard sell, but I think it'll happen.
Well, we might have to airmail some of the games to us for PAX Unplugged, so we'll see. Because we do have a booth at PAX Unplugged. It's either a 10x10 or a 10x20. We will find out hopefully before we get there at some point, because we'd need more flooring if we had a 10x20, and that would take time to order and stuff. So we will find out at some point. But also with Fire in the Library, we decided to do an Ultra Edition, which is this laser cut thing. So yeah, we've been working a lot on that. Notably, look at all these tokens! You can get, these are the jumbo yellow war books. So yes, these are really cool, I think. One, they're laser cut, and lasers are pretty awesome. But each of these books, like, these are the ones that are probably the most cool, because because the laser against the yellow, it like scorches stuff, so the books are like, they have this scorched look, and they also smell like burning. So it's very thematic to have.
Can you smell it?
No, get it away. Don't do stuff like that. Don't smell on camera. It's weird. But yeah, so very thematic, very cool. We actually have sold out. We have a cat fight going on somewhere, but it's fine. Cats do that, and we're still alive, as are they. So yeah, we will, once we actually catch up to the amount of tokens that we've sold, we'll probably start selling more. We also have the Ultra Edition box. Nick, who has the box, that we've been trying to finalize and get done, because we also have that to finish before November, which is very cool. Like, we are on target with everything, but like, on target is not where I want to be as a person, and Nick is very distracted.
Well, I think it's really cool because, like, this is a piece of wood and it bends like a book.
I know,
so
but
cool.
Like, seeing it out of my periphery is like not what I want when I'm trying to talk about something.
Handmade with lasers in Huntsville, Alabama.
Yes. Okay, get that down. Stop it.
All right.
Okay, I was talking about something, and then there's like stuff going on over here, so it's like, what are we doing next?
Yeah, what's next?
So, Dreams of Tomorrow. It's our next game. Right now, it is scheduled for Kickstarter on October 1st, so we're getting prepared with prototypes and stuff. So what Dreams of Tomorrow is, it is a shifting rondel set collection game for 1 to 6 players that plays in about 45 minutes. In this game, you are a dream engineer and you are trying. Please, Nick, like he's
I was gonna
like,
pull up some pictures.
yeah, he could,
cool.
but that doesn't. I don't think he knows how to put them on the Facebook Live, and it's like it's freaking me out. So I'm gonna ask him to stop that. Stop freaking me out with the hand motions because I'm not great at this. And I want to focus on telling you about Dreams of Tomorrow. Going back, okay, 1 to 6 players, 45 minutes. Shifting rondel set collection. You're a dream engineer. It's the future. Things did not go as planned, so what we're doing is we are creating these dream sequences to send to the past to try to change it to make things better for us. I'm really excited about this one because James Masno is doing the art and he's doing very fantastic with this art. Like it's just looking really good. I guess Nick can try to pull it up if he wants, but he should like say something to me instead of just like taking away my feed and not like I like to be able to see myself just to know that it's still here and things are still going on. So yeah, so another thing that we've been doing is we have to send out reviewer copies soon. So I wanted to send out a box, like we're making boxes because part of sending out why sending out reviewer copies is hard is you need everything done. Like we need to order the cards now. We're going to order the cards probably on Monday. But if we want to order boxes from the same place, we would need the box art and we don't have that. So creating the boxes ourselves helps us in that we can have the art later. And we can also save some money. So we did chipboard stuff. So the box itself will be the same size as the Fire in the Library box. This is also a prototype box that we have created out of chipboard, and then we cover it with paper, and then it kind of looks like a regular box on screens and stuff. But yeah, so we wanted to go a little bit smaller for the prototype box because this big box, it required a piece of paper that is the size of this, and the sides, and that was bigger than 8x11. Okay, so what's the price difference between a sheet of paper that's 8x11?
It was almost like $1 per sheet to print out at the 11x17, as opposed to not 8.5x11. So
we wanted to make it cheaper to do, and so we could also possibly print at home because we don't have a printer that prints 11x17. We haven't decided where we're going to print, but cheaper is better. And also, smaller boxes are cheaper to send out for prototypes. So the first box we made was this one because I was like, okay, it'll just be like half the size or whatever. But then this came out, and this is my hand for size, and I was like, whoa, that doesn't look that impressive. That is.
If you do like this perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Now it's bigger.
But like, I wanted it to like look pretty good. But one thing I am proud of is even though it came out a lot smaller, it still fits the tarot cards. So I didn't like make a decision that was like crazy dumb. I just like I'm bad at knowing what 4x5 inches is. So instead, we did this. It's larger, just thinner. So it still fits. Yeah, look, it's almost as impressive as this box, but will be much cheaper to produce. So this was also laser cut. What website did we get the box dimensions off?
Box templates, something.
Okay.
I can pull it up.
You could just search for box templates laser cut because like you can just put in all your dimensions and it produces a box. So
Templatemaker.nl.
Yes. So you just put in your dimensions, you get a box, you can laser cut it,
it's really
print it
cool.
out, see, look at it and go, whoa, I'm bad at gauging like how big things are, and then you can make another box and another box because sometimes like so you have to figure out like the inside box because you want to be able to open the box and close it easily, so you have to make sure that those dimensions are good because the chipboard we use is a certain width and you have to incorporate that when you're making a box. So yes, we've been making boxes. Pretty soon we're hoping to get the box art by the next week, and then we can make these and they'll look like real boxes to people that are on videos and stuff. So yeah. Well, and it'll be like a real box because it is chipboard and boxes are made of chipboard. So back to dreams of
What's
tomorrow.
next? What's next for dreams of tomorrow?
Listen to me.
What's
okay?
the next step?
Okay, what's your favorite part about dreams of tomorrow?
I think my favorite part about dreams of tomorrow is, I think building the art. I think it's going to be really cool to have the art show up on the table, and you're building this thematic dream sequence. But also, each of the pieces, each of the dreams can be used to manipulate the game somehow, either get more dreams or move the shared consciousness around. I think that's really
yeah,
cool.
so the shared consciousness, that's where everyone goes and they're all working together in this area, but since it's a shared consciousness, what you do in the area can affect the other players. Like if you go and you try to get the experience resource, you get a lot of that because that's what you're going for, but like as a side effect, other people get experience as well because you're in this shared world that like I guess I dreamt up. Or it's like maybe think Inception. Like I wasn't thinking about that when I made the theme, but then like somebody else was like, "Oh, you're describing Inception." I was like, "I suppose I am." That indeed, I guess. But yeah, so it's like an Inception like thing where you're trying to affect the world. One thing I like about it is that we've created 2 game modes. So there's the pleasant night mode where like you're playing with other players and it's fine. It's pleasant night. The rondel can shift, but it shifts when players do it. But there's also nightmare mode. So nightmare mode is not liked by everyone, and I'm fine with that. Okay, like there's not going to be a game that everyone likes. There's not going to be a game mode that everyone likes. So this game mode is for those players that like to adapt. Okay, if you want to like plan your moves like 5 in advance, nightmare mode is not for you. But I really like how thematic I think it is because I tried to create nightmare mode based on like those dreams where you're like going down a hallway and you're trying to get somewhere, but you can't get to the place because it keeps moving or something keeps happening, and that's what nightmare mode does. There's actually a nightmare horse meeple that I like puns and stuff. They're by the other computers. So yes, the little nightmare tokens. It goes around, and when it's the nightmare's turn, it's really easy to do. You just flip over a card from the deck, and based on what the set collection colors are, it just changes the rondel. And it's like, well, nightmare mode happened, and maybe the thing that I wanted is farther away now, and I just have to adapt my plan to it. And I really like that because, well, one, it adds in replayability. Like, first, play the pleasant night mode, figure out the game, get your strategies down, and then add in nightmare after you've played it a couple times and you're like, hey, I'm ready for more challenge, because it's definitely challenging. It makes me feel emotions, and that's what I like in games. Sometimes that's anger.
You could throw in the nightmare immediately.
No, please do not listen to Nick. Like, he just says stuff, and I'm like, I wrote the rules, okay? Play Pleasant Night first. Do that. And like, I really hate when Nick is like, don't do what Carla says because she's dumb. She just designs stuff and knows the game the best and knows people. And Nick's like, make it complicated so people don't want to come back to it. But I don't know. Nightmare. It's not for everyone, as you could probably tell because it's Nightmare. It's like Terrible Night, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not fully like set on all my terms yet. Because like I don't have to be. I haven't sent it to reviewers and they haven't written anything. Then I have to get it set in all my terms in the next week. But we're going to be working on that. I'm working with Calvin Wong on the rules. He is editing them right now, and then I'm going to blind playtest them, and then they'll go to reviewers. So hopefully they will be much better than me alone. I highly recommend always getting an editor, and Calvin is very good. There's other really good editors too, like Travis Hill and Lindsay from Shiny Happy Meeples. I've liked them really a lot, but Calvin is cool in that he's really good at theme, and he can also make stories and stuff. Oh, we also have Fire in the Library Stories by Calvin. So if you go to, what is it?
Fire in the Library.
Fireinthelibrary.com/stories. You can also go to our website, Weird Draft Games, and find the stories link. But you can read his stories. I only have one up now. He's written 2, but he does really good work. I recommend him. He makes things really thematic and go together really well. So yeah, Calvin, he's great. But also Travis Hill's great, and Lindsay from Shiny Happy Nipples. They're all great people. Edit your rules, okay, guys? Edit them.
Yeah.
Many times, more than once. And blanked playtest, which we're gonna do this week. Another announcement that we had this week was about Big Easy Busking. Okay, so this game, it was a finalist, I believe, in the 2016 Cardboard Edison Awards.
2 years ago.
Yes. Yeah. In case you don't know what year it is, or you're confused, or you're watching this video at some other point years from now, you will know what year. But yeah, it's made by Joshua Mills, who also did Rocky Road a la Mode, and another game that I can't think of right now.
Yeah, I can't think of it either.
It was a dice game, I feel like. Maybe.
But Josh is a really cool dude.
Yes, I'm really excited both about Big Easy Busking because it's a great game, but also about Josh Mills because he is fantastic to work with. Like, we haven't worked with him that long, but yes, really great guy, really good at designing, really good at collaborating and stuff. So if you are a designer, you should, and you want to like work with people like me, like small publishers, you should really be open about things, like be open to collaboration. One thing that I really liked about Josh is we played Big Easy Busking at Protospill Atlanta, and I was talking about how I liked it, and I mentioned about how like, has he ever tried it at 5 players? And he was like, well, I haven't. And then the next time he playtested at 5, and it just worked, and he got back to me, and like I hadn't signed it or anything like that, but he was willing to playtest stuff based on my comments, which I thought was awesome. And he's like really good, like particularly at like I'll have an idea or he'll have an idea, and then like, we just go back and forth, and it's really fun. I think like the game, I want to make games with other designers where the like sum of our ideas is better than just us individually. Like, I don't want to be like dictator extreme publisher that is just like, this is how it'll be. I want to be like, hey, this is my idea, what do you think about it? Make it better, because you can make it better, because I want to work with designers that are like that. So back to Big Easy Busking. What is it? Right now we're not sure if it's 5 or 6 players. We've playtested at 6 a few times, but we're like
1 to question mark.
I think it'll be 6 because last time I played it with 6 players, and the players were fine with it, and I was okay with it. There was 5 learning players and 1 like super AP player, and players still liked it, so I think that's good. I was just like in this whole like, oh, what? We have to play with this AP player? Like, it was the 3rd game I'd played with that player that didn't like rules or knowing them or reading reference cards. There's a cat up there. He's Fluffins. He's the 3rd part of our team. You could see his feet. Okay, there you could see
raise him up.
Okay,
so
and then we'll go back.
Okay.
Then we'll go back. Okay.
That's too far. You're going too far.
Well, okay. That's why we don't move the camera when we're talking.
Back to Big Easy Busking.
Big Easy Busking. Okay, you are a street musician in New Orleans.
Busking.
Yes, busking, which if you don't know is like working on the streets for money. Not like that. I phrased that wrong. You're like having a
people on the subway who are playing instruments and want money.
Yeah, and you have your case out and you're just like asking for tips, and you're going to different crowds. Anyway, Big Easy Busking. It's an area control game, which I think is really unique. I'm not great at area control games. Like, it's not my favorite genre, but I really like Big Easy Busking because it's like a 2-step area control. So in the game, you have a certain amount of songs. The first thing you do is, if you're in the middle of a song, you come back and you put your energy on things. Okay, Nick is like freaking me out again. And it's like, please, like, I get a lot of anxiety, especially when things change. And it's like, Nick really wants this. Like, he's like, let's change constantly and say weird stuff to people.
I do. I like that.
Okay. The first thing you do on your turn for Big Easy Busking is you take back, like if you were playing a song, you decide how much energy should go onto the place that you were playing. which is very important because the next thing you do is you tip your people if you want to give them more energy. You have a limited amount of energy to play songs. And then you can either learn a song, play a song, or just pass. So your first turn, you're just going to play a song at a location. And you will have a certain amount of energy that you play into that song and based on the instruments that are being played. So you have to kind of manage like what kind of songs you play, because you can't play drum heavy songs all night long because your drummer is just going to get too tired. I really like how thematic that is too, because that's real. Like, you can't play drum heavy songs because your drummer is just going to be like, hey guys, I'm tired and I can't. So you decide what song you're going to play, you put it at a location. If the song matches the mood, when you, on your next turn, when you bring it back, you can decide how much energy that you're going to actually leave there or not. If you leave all your energy, you get more money. If you bring energy back, you can redistribute it to your other players. So it's really cool, like playing a song at a location, and then you get to see where everyone else is playing songs, and then you get to decide how much of the area control you actually want at that location. So yeah, it's like a two-step process, but also turns are like really fast. You're just like, okay, I'm gonna take this back, and then I'm gonna play this, and it's really cool like that. What do you like about it most, Nick?
Yeah, I think I like that mechanic the best, where you get to decide how much area control you're going to assign to an area after you know where all the other players are going to assign and how much of their influence they're going to assign, or not influence. In this game, it's energy, I guess.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool because it allows you to strategize a little bit better and even make feints and bluffs where you say, I'm gonna put out 4 energy over here, but actually just leave 1 because everybody else went to other areas, and then take 3 of your energy back, and you can use it for the next turn to somewhere else. So you get to react quickly to that. I really like that mechanic, and it's really cool how it's implemented in this game, because it's still simple enough that it's a game that you can play over lunch, yet has that thinking strategy in there. So I really like this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like going between your turns, like people can just, well, people are people and they do what they want, and it's like, oh, okay, I was gonna do this, but based on the other players, I'm gonna change my strategy. And that's what I really like about it, is like I like those games where it matters what other people are doing. Like, I don't want to play a game where it's like I'm playing my game and you're playing your game, and it doesn't matter that we're playing together. Like Weird Draft Games does not make games like that. But yeah, there's a lot of player interaction, and I really like that. So what we're doing now with it is I am trying to find an artist. I found 2 from New Orleans that I like. I really like for artists, I try to go with like if there's a certain cultural aspect to the game, to try to get somebody from that area to do the art. So like it brings it, like, I mean, can you really make a game about New Orleans without like somebody from New Orleans like benefiting from it?
Yeah, and I mean, there's so many good street artists down there. We went down to New Orleans a couple of about a year ago or so, and I think that their art would be a great fit for this game.
Yeah, so we're talking with 2 of them. Well, when you're like talking with artists, like sometimes they don't respond immediately, so it's like, hey, I'd like to work with you, and then a few days later I'm like, hey, I'd still like to work with you, and now I'm going to reach out on this different platform because people are all busy and stuff. But I'm really excited because if you've never seen the New Orleans style art, it's like all rainbow and colors and highlights and stuff, and I really, really like that. Like if you've seen a Weird Draft game, like the artwork, we try for rainbow art, because I mean, what's better than all the colors? I mean, I say that, and you can make a bad art game, like if you just like do crazy colors. But I like bright colors that are very visually appealing, and also it makes things colorblind friendly if you do like bright colors. So you have to do the right ones. But yes, colorblind friendly is also something I really like. But Mardi Gras colors are colorblind friendly. It just turns out that way. So yeah. Big Easy Busking. What are we doing with it now? So in the game, you can play songs, and you have a set, like you start off with 3 songs that you know, but there's also the standard songs that you have to pay to use, but everyone knows how to play them. And I thought one area that could get a lot more replayability is to have different standard sets. So we're playtesting with different sets, like a set where the energy is all really low, so you really want to use the standards instead of the cards in your hand, and then that'll change gameplay. Or a set where all the things are wild, all the moods to the songs are wild, so it's like, oh, that matches everything, people won't know what I'm doing with that one. And I also created a set where it's like the solo set, where it's like a lot of energy for one certain musician, but it matches two moods. So you can do that. You can play that high energy song, and then you can redistribute as you want. And finally, there was the ability set where if you play the song, then either you or your opponents get to do something after that. I really like that idea because it adds in like replayability and stuff, like to get like an extra like, oh, this special thing is happening. But it would take away from what's that word? The language thing. All the cards are in icons now, and it's really understandable and simple. And we could easily put this in Italian or some other color or language by just changing the rule book out. But adding word abilities would mess that up. So maybe those word abilities will just be a Kickstarter exclusive, because I really like doing my thing with Kickstarters is I want everyone to be able to like play the game and get stuff. It's actually not Kickstarter exclusives. I hate those. It's a free mini expansion. So people that back the Kickstarter would get this free mini expansion that comes with the game, and everyone else would be able to get that later but have to pay for it. So I don't like Kickstarter exclusives, because if you don't have the money right now, you might get like sad later when you buy the game and then you can't get all the stuff. So yeah, you don't want people to be sad. I don't like sad making games. So yes, that is Big Easy Busking. We're hoping to go to Kickstarter with that in early 2019, but we'll see. Like we're far enough out that you know, I do have a set date in my mind and in my schedule paper doc, but we're not releasing that now because, like, if I change it, you guys will never know that the plan changed for whatever reason, and plans change a lot based on, like, for instance, Dreams of Tomorrow, I wanted to release in June, but then I couldn't find an artist for 6 months, so I couldn't release in June without art, and the game is better for it, actually, because we did a whole theme change. The art we have is really, I think it's really fantastic. And we were able to add in more things like Nightmare Mode, because, that was actually, I believe, an idea that happened at Dice Tower Con. I playtested with several groups of people, and I think a couple of them, did bring up, oh, there's no nightmares, nothing bad is happening. And I'm like, well, I like friendly games. And then I got told that enough where it was yeah, there should be a nightmare mode, because thematics, and I'm really a thematic kind of designer and developer or whatever. I want there to be a reason to do the thing. Otherwise it's just the pushing cubes game. Nick is really distracted by cats, if you guys were wondering what he is doing.
Yeah, there's cats circling.
Who knows? They're like sharks.
They're like sharks.
Except that they just push things.
They're land sharks.
So yeah, I would love any feedback on this format. Hopefully in the future it won't be as long, because I won't have to be Stutter Leap, this is what the game is, because maybe if you'd watched this one already, but yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what's coming up in the next week. I don't know if this will be weekly or bi-weekly, but we'll see. So thanks. Any feedback, we have all these links in the comments, where you can get Stutter Leap at stellar-leap.com. You can pre-order Fire in the Library at fireinthelibrary.com. We have our mailing list. If you want to know anything more about our games, we have weirddraftgames.com, where I have a website, and you can select the game and learn more about it, and you can see all the reviews for Stutter Leap and Fire in the Library and Super Hack Override. So yes, if you would like to see anything else in these videos, just comment or message us in some way. And yeah, so again, I'm Carla, this is Nick, and we're Weird Draft Games.
Bye.
Thank you for watching.